de Viena. Es un nuevo aliciente, otro reto más esta temporada para Valencia, para afrontarlo con ilusión, ganas y con seriedad, ¿no?
Yes, absolutely. It's a very good game for us to look forward to. They're a very good team. They had a very good result last weekend in a derby. We've been watching a lot of their games over the last few weeks and trying to understand a lot more about them and understand what their strengths and weaknesses are. But I agree, I think it'll be a very good game tomorrow night. A game not to be underestimated at all, because they're a very good team. They're well connected with each other. They know each other well. But from my point of view, I think, Alvaro just touched on it there, it's a competition that we look forward to. We've got a full complement of players, apart from Ayman Abdennour and Mustafi is suspended. So in terms of the fact that we're in a very, very good position generally, although we have got two players out there in the same position, which is a shame. But I think from that point of view, we're in the best shape that we've been all season. Javi Fuego has trained for 3 days. But having been out for such a long time, I think that he will be on the list, but I think it might be a little bit too early for him just to start a game, having only trained for three days with us. But I certainly want to include him within the list and include him within the sort of makeup of the squad. But it's a good game for us to look forward to, and I say it's one that we can't wait to start. It's a new competition for us this season, and you know, we look forward to it.
Mister, quería preguntarle por la llegada de Paco Ayestarán, si es una petición suya o es una recomendación por parte del club para ayudar en lo que queda.
I can be absolutely 100% clear that it was my suggestion, my appointment, and no one else's. I spoke to Jamie Carragher, a friend of mine, 2 weeks ago about Paco. I spoke to the president actually as far back as Christmas about the introduction of Paco, well before the sporting director was appointed, and I actually spoke to Jamie Carragher before I even mentioned it, you know, to Suso. I think I wanted to be sure myself. I think that from my point of view, I think I said on Saturday after the game that I didn't bring any coach externally in with me. I came to the club and the existing coaching staff were already here, and I thought after about 10 days that I felt that it was a requirement, and we were just making sure the timing was right. From my point of view, the most important meeting was the full day that I spent with Paco some 10 days, 2 weeks ago now, where we went through every single detail of what my beliefs are about football and what his beliefs were about football. And every single detail in terms of, I showed him our training sessions, I showed him the work that we've been doing, he showed me the work that he does and had done in previous clubs. And if there had been any conflict whatsoever in respect of his beliefs in football, even down to the minute details about where the centre-back should be when the goalkeepers have the ball, where the central midfield player should receive the ball, how they should receive the ball, we were aligned in every single detail. And from that point of view, it was the most important meeting. So be absolutely clear that it was my decision to bring him into the club. It was an instigation from me. There was a conversation with the president as far back as Christmas, after 10 days. And we just took our time with it, thinking that we wanted to make it the right time. And I had conversations with numerous people outside of the club who'd worked with Paco before as well. Like I say, it was my appointment, and it was talked about before the introduction of Suso.
Sí, Mr. Rafa Viejo de la COPE. Precisamente le quería preguntar por esto. Ha sido meridianamente también claro Negredo cuando acaba de decir que ahora le entienden. Usted ha buscado a Ayestarán precisamente por eso, porque ha detectado también que los jugadores no acababan de entender lo que quería expresarles sobre el terreno de juego, y de paso, ¿qué va a hacer Ayestarán? Lo estamos viendo tomando el mando de los entrenamientos, y usted, digamos, en un segundo plano, observando a su hermano Phil y a Paco. ¿Qué va a hacer Paco Ayestarán?
Sorry, there's some misunderstandings, I think, that you just made. I don't know where the statements have come from. He's not in here to control training. I control the training programme. To give you an example, this morning we did some tactical movements that I did on the training pitch 3 or 4 times with the players previously. I think from my point of view, obviously you understand at this moment in time that I'm working through a translator on the training pitch, And in terms of being able to deliver those tactical movements, they're exactly the same tactical movements that we did 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago and 4 weeks ago. But obviously now delivered once rather than being delivered twice. And from my point of view, that's obviously one of the benefits of Paco coming into the coaching staff. We also have 24 players, so for instance this morning you'll see we went into 2 groups of 12 players. Me and Phil took the defensive group down one end of the pitch, and Paco and Angulo took the coaches down the other end of the pitch. In my view, we were one coach short always. So there are numerous reasons why I wanted to introduce Paco, and in terms of his role, he forms part of the assistant coaching staff alongside Angulo and Phil. I think you made another point, I can't remember what point it was. Sorry.
No, básicamente eso, sobre el idioma, lo que ha dicho Negredo, que ahora le entiende. Si usted detectaba también que ese era un problema, un hándicap.
No, look, of course it's a handicap in some ways. You know, it's a handicap in this press conference. You know, we're having to all wear earphones, and it's my problem. You know, I think every decision that I've made since I've come here has been a decision based upon being an individual from Valencia. So for instance, in our coaching room that we have with Angulo, with Paco, with Phil, with the analysts, we speak Spanish. Now, that's my rule that I've introduced. We have to speak Spanish, even though 2 or 3 of the people in there speak English. You know, it's a rule we have. We speak Spanish as much as possible. Sometimes I need certain things translating. I think that's accepted. But I think from my point of view, everything I've done since I've come here has been to try and immerse myself in the culture of Spain, of Valencia, with my family, on the pitch, off the pitch, and also on the pitch as well. And I think from my point of view, the introduction of Paco does give us a cleaner communication line on the training pitch. But this morning, for instance, I delivered a session at the end, obviously with the help of my translator, for 15-20 minutes. It was an important session that I did at the end today, and I will still continue to do those important moments in training as well, where I feel as though I need to really get my point across. But where actually I think a simple message can be given, where it doesn't have to be translated, then I will leave that to Angulo, Paco and maybe even Phil sometimes, because obviously he's further ahead than me in the language.
Hola Gary, Carlos Martínez de la cadena SER. Como está siendo muy claro, explicando la llegada de Paco Ayestarán, para terminar de zanjar el tema y pidiéndole que sea igual de claro, queda entonces completamente claro que no hay ningún mando compartido, que usted sigue siendo el jefe, el primer entrenador, y Paco tiene asumido que viene aquí como ayudante y nada más.
Perdón, como ya he explicado y como tú mismo has reconocido, creo que es un tema que ya, al margen de su respuesta, a continuación, creo que es un tema que ha quedado claro, pasaremos también a otros temas.
¿Puedo
preguntar
lo que yo creo?
Sí, pero que tú mismo has hecho la...
Alex, sorry, vas a cortar la pregunta.
Sorry, I can answer my own questions. I think, to be clear, I'm the head coach of Valencia. I will be the head coach of Valencia for the rest of this season. If I leave, Paco will leave. And the fact of the matter is he's come in to be part of my coaching staff. I accept that you may want to try and play the line, and I understand the question, that obviously an introduction at this time might look like there is something going on. There absolutely isn't. I didn't bring anybody in with me to begin with. I must be the only coach in history never to come in to do that, and I did that out of respect to Valencia, because I didn't want to walk in here with English coaches. I didn't want to walk in here with people that I know from home. I wanted to try and incorporate a culture straight away of working with the people who were already within the club. But I think after about 10 days, 14 days, I recognised that I needed to strengthen the coaching team and fill a void that I felt was there. And from my point of view, in terms of it's very clear, we started training on Monday. I sat down with my coaching staff. I give them the 2 teams that will play against Rapid Viena and against Granada. I told them exactly what we needed to work on in training, and then as before, Phil with Angulo, they sometimes come up with inventive sessions that get the point across. So this week, you know, Phil and Angulo have delivered sessions, Paco's delivered 2 or 3 sessions, I've delivered a session today, and I feel now we're a far stronger coaching team. I feel more comfortable already after 3 days, and I think that from that point of view, there is no ulterior sort of motive here. There's nothing I'm hiding from you. It's impossible to hide things from you actually in this club. I think you'll be very aware.
Hola entrenador, buenos días. Salva Folgado de la 97.7 Radio. Me gustaría saber ahora mismo si el equipo está en condiciones de jugar 2 competiciones en una semana o si desgraciadamente tiene que priorizar alguna. Y en ese caso, si esta semana va a priorizar Liga o va a priorizar la Europa League. Gracias.
I think that that's something that we've had to deal with from day one. We've been playing games every 3 days. We've not had a free week since I came here. There's been a game every Wednesday and every Sunday, or every Wednesday and every Saturday, or every Thursday and every Sunday. And the only week we had was the week that obviously for the break of Christmas, but every other week we played 3 games a week. So it's something that we've had to deal with from day one. It's not a difference. I think that I've mentioned to you in some of my earlier press conferences when I first came that I imagined in Spain that you would get 3 weeks in between to actually work on training and get recuperation, but that's just not happened here. I'm looking forward to the challenge of Europa League. We're in a good position. You've seen that I rotated the team in the Copa del Rey to enable to get the squad into a very good position on fitness. We now have a squad that's fully fit apart from 1 player. And I think from that point of view we have 23 players. It enables me to be able to have 2 very important games where I can maybe look at how we can make sure that both teams are very fresh, but obviously that's something that I want to keep to myself until tomorrow and the day of the game, and until Sunday obviously the day of the Granada game.
Hola, mister. Alberto Chile de Radio Marca. Antes decía que el Rapid era muy buen equipo, que iba a ser un partidazo. Me gustaría preguntarle si el Valencia, a pesar de que sea un rival que ha pasado como primero de grupo y que le hemos visto buenos partidos a lo largo de la temporada, asume el favoritismo dentro de esta eliminatoria, o si considera que es un rival, también por lo que ha hecho anteriormente, que puede llegar en igualdad de condiciones.
I don't know what the odds are with the bookmakers. You'd have to tell me that. From my point of view, all I know is that I've watched their last 2 or 3 matches, and they're a very well organised team. They're a good team, and I think it'll be a fantastic game tomorrow night. I think that it'll be over 2 legs. It'll be a very difficult game. I don't look at games as favourites or not favourites, but what I do expect is that when we play at home as Valencia, the expectation always has to be that we win the game. There's no difference. So yes, tomorrow night I don't know what the odds are with the bookmakers, but I think you're going to see a very good game. Very good team that we're playing against, and we need to be at our very best.
Good afternoon, Martin Laan, Austrian Radio. I can ask in English, Mr. Neville. First of all, do you think it's a good omen that you haven't got a goal versus Rapid Vienna 20 years ago when you played against Rapid Vienna as Manchester United player and against Zoran Barisic? And by the way, happy birthday in advance. Is it imaginable that you can lose a point tomorrow on your birthday?
Unfortunately, birthdays don't win football matches. I wish they did. From my point of view, you mentioned a game 20 years ago that I'm struggling to remember. I think I do remember. I remember the game away from home actually. I think it was very cold from what I can remember. No, I don't think games from 20 years ago have any bearing on what happens in a game tomorrow. I think that obviously from a point of view of me as a player, I might look back upon games that I played in the past, but not in respect of any communication with the players. I mean, they don't want to hear about my career.
Vamos a ir ya por favor con 3 últimas preguntas.
Mister, buenos días. Pablo Andrano de Deportes 4. Mister, creo que hablo en nombre de todos los compañeros y permítame, porque usted con sus decisiones restrictivas nos está complicando el trabajo y por lo tanto la información que podemos transmitir a los aficionados. Perdóname, Alex, pero creo que con educación se lo podemos preguntar.
Sí, pero seguramente, discúlpame tú también, seguramente no sea una cuestión, hablamos de entrenamientos a puerta abierta, a puerta cerrada, seguramente una rueda de prensa previa de un partido de UEFA Europa League, seguramente, quizás esté equivocado, no sea el lugar apropiado para comentar.
Alex, I think I'm happy to discuss it personally, because it's my decision. I think that...
Perdón, perdón, de acuerdo, pues con permiso, sí. Mister, no quiero ser muy largo, se lo enumero muy rápido. Entrenamientos a puerta cerrada donde ni siquiera podemos grabar 15 minutos de calentamiento. Si nos vamos fuera, el club llama a los vigilantes de seguridad del parque tecnológico para que nos tiren de escaleras de empresas privadas. no podemos grabar tampoco en el parking de la ciudad deportiva, ni siquiera podemos estar ahí. No vienen a hacer ruedas de prensa los jugadores, no podemos entrevistar a los jugadores, no nos da la lista de convocados, ni siquiera nos quiere decir dónde y cuándo se concentra el equipo. Mister, ¿acaso nosotros, la prensa, somos los culpables de que usted esté teniendo resultados tan rematadamente malos con el Valencia? ¿Somos nosotros los culpables?
I wish I could blame you, but I can assure you it's not you. My view on, I'm very respectful of how you have been with me, all of you, since the day I came here. I'm also very respectful of the job that you do and the fact that you require content and you require to be able to obviously have knowledge all the time. But I'm speaking to the fans here, because ultimately I think that what you'll say is that you're preventing the fans from having information on the team. That's what your argument will be. My problem is that the information that comes out of this football club is far too much. Trust me. I've been in a football club that was on complete lockdown for 20 years, and now we're in a football club that I think everything is knowledge. I can't walk across to have a meeting with the academy director without somebody snooping under a gate. And for me, that is wrong. I'll be honest with you. I'm being honest with you. I think that I've said that I feel the day before a match, there should be open access to training for 15 minutes, no problem. So at the moment we have a game on a Sunday, we have a game on a Thursday, and we have a game on a Sunday. So you'll be in Saturday, Wednesday, Saturday. That's 3 times you'll be in the training ground in the week. You'll also obviously be at the match day, which is another 3 times a week, which is 6. I'm asking for 2 days of privacy in the training ground, so that we can work on the training pitch from minute 1 on tactical information. And the idea of you standing up on the buildings over there, I accept, is a club problem. That's not instructed from me that you're not allowed to stand on the buildings over there. That's never come from me. But what I would say is that it's important that as a football club that we try and keep some information regarding our tactics, our team selection, private, so that at least we can have some type of understanding that when we go into the game, that the other team are guessing. It's incredibly powerful. Every time I go into a game in the Liga in the last 2 months, I'm guessing what the other person's team's going to be. They know mine. That is a huge advantage to the opposition team in terms of preparation for set pieces, preparation for our movements, preparation for who they're going to be playing against. And from my point of view, I'm asking for 2 private sessions a week. I don't think that's too much to ask as a coach. I think I've been very fair with you from day one. I've answered every single question, even the ones that my colleagues don't want me to ask. And from my point of view, I've never hid away from anything in terms of the questions that you've asked me. It's not personal against the way in which you've treated me or the results. It's my firm belief that there should be 2 private sessions a week for the team to be able to work in complete privacy. I don't think this is unusual at any other football club in Europe. Now it might be, and I'm always willing to be spoken to. I'm always willing to be spoken to. I'm always willing to have a private meeting with you to discuss it, to see how I think we can help you. But from my point of view, the intention is not for blame. The intention is not for me to say that, you know, we're running away. I don't run away from interviews. I think you've seen that. The players don't run away from interviews. I think that we just need to make sure we have some opportunity to work in a private environment a couple of times a week. And that's my opinion.
Aquí últimas preguntas ya, por favor.
Aquí, mister, al final. Dani Meroño, en directo para Radio Sport y Deportes con Julio Insa. Aquí. Quería preguntarle un poco, empieza la Europa League, y quería preguntarle si también va a rotar en la portería, viendo que Diego Alves tuvo una actuación notable el otro día en Liga, si lo ve bien para jugar la Europa League o si cree que es un buen momento para rotar también en la portería y tener a todos los porteros, entre comillas, contentos de cara a lo que resta de temporada. Gracias.
I've just come off the training pitch literally at 12:30 and I've run over here. I think from my point of view I've got to have a conversation with Diego. I've got to also speak with the other 2 goalkeepers. I think obviously in terms of Diego, he's been out for such a long time. I think to bring him back and play 3 games in a week straight away would maybe be unfair on him in respect of the transition back into the team from his injury point of view. But I haven't spoken yet to all my goalkeepers, so, and that is the truth. So from that point of view, I think that there is a chance that there will be a change tomorrow, but I want to go through that with the goalkeepers in the dressing room. Okay. Anyone else?
Muy bien, ¿alguna pregunta más?
Gracias.
Muchas gracias.